Let's start with the quarterback point per game leaders here, guys. And this is through week 17 because most leagues play through week 17. We've left a couple blank for every single category. Let's start with number 2 because obviously Josh Allen at the top, 22.8 fantasy points per game. But number 2 at 21.5. Keep in mind, points per game and week 18 did not count.
Yeah, it's a great question here. Just looking at some of these other names here, Stafford being top 5 was a surprise. I'm amazed that Bo Nix ended up because it was such an uneven season for Bo Nix.
Like a grind.
Sneaking into the top 10 here as well. So are we taking some guesses from the audience? The idea here is to guess from because we know the answer. I actually paid attention during the pre-show call for once. So it is
it's also on the sheet in front of you.
Yes,
yeah.
there's
Ryan
also
Oswald said Brissett.
That's actually a great call. I'm surprised Jacoby Brissett. It's not the answer, though. I'm surprised he did not. So,
Ved Regular, you are correct.
Look at him with the Niners avatar.
Yeah,
Niners
he knows his
avatar.
Niners.
Yeah, Brock Purdy is the guy there at number 2, averaging 21 and a half fantasy points per game. Now, look, obviously, not having week 18 certainly helps his cause. He missed a good chunk of time, but this is somebody that, Jay, when he's out there, and you've been a big Brock Purdy fan.
Unbelievable. He's in my stable.
Right. We're in the middle of Brockuary as well.
Sorry.
He's had 40 starts over the last 3 years, right? 40 starts, averaging over 18 fantasy points per game in those starts. He's QB6 on a points per game basis since the start of 2023. And the argument we always made is like, people say he's a system quarterback, and he definitely benefits from Kyle Shanahan's play calling and the players around him, but he's a good effing quarterback.
He is. And I thought even though statistically had a very poor game against the Seahawks and only scored 3 points, I thought he was fine in that game. I don't think that was on him. Like, he didn't melt down the way that he did when he saw McDonald's defense on that Christmas game against the Ravens a couple years ago. But Purdy, he's not just a system quarterback. You compare his numbers to what Mac Jones did, to what Jimmy Garoppolo did in this offense. It's night and day. Purdy's taking this to another level. And the thing about it that makes this so incredible, that he's second in fantasy points per game, is that no Brandon Ayuk. George Kittle missed a lot of time. He's got McCaffrey and he's had Jawan Jennings, but Jawan Jennings hasn't had the year that people wanted him to have. So whoever is in the system, he makes it work. Like Jake Tonjes was an absolute monster in that Sunday night game against the Bears. Yeah. Purdy, he attempts high difficulty throws and he is a bit of a gunslinger and he will make mistakes. But also the effect that he adds a bit with his legs as well, which has really come into his game over the past 2 years. He's an excellent quarterback.
I'd be buying into the Niners offense next year. This was a little bit of quietly a reset year for them, and it's amazing. They were still playing for the 1 seed. But when you just look at the log of their salary cap, you could see they had some things to work through. They moved on from Debo. They never had Ayuk back. And then you look at this offseason, right now they're projected to have over $37 million in cap space. I'm sure with some maneuvers, that could be 50 plus, 60 plus, make some moves to put more around them. They have their first round pick. So I'd be heavily in on Brock Purdy next year. Yeah, for sure. Especially, by the way, they could easily, if they need more cap space, I could see them dealing Mac Jones to free up some, like, hey, give us Mac Jones and take this other contract off of our books, that kind of thing. Like they'll get clever. They always do. It's a really smart front office there in San Francisco. Next year, I think he's a low-end QB1. He's somewhere in that QB 9 to 12 range for me. But just the floor is always there. To your point, he gets more points with his legs than you think. And then, they signed Jawan Jennings to an extension. Kittle's not slowing down anytime soon. Ricky Pearsall continues to show flashes as well. Needs to be healthy.
Again, McCaffrey will be the big question here, but they've shown, Shanahan has shown, if it isn't McCaffrey, they'll find an Isaac Garendo or whatever. They'll find
Brian
some day
Robinson
3.
will be a thing.
Right? They'll find a day 3 pick next year at running back that we'll all be talking about in week 7 or something.
Only thing with Purdy, he's been in the NFL for 4 years. He's gotten hurt all 4 years.
Right.
He is not a huge guy and he's susceptible to these injuries. So that is the one thing, is I think he is a very elevated injury risk. And
maybe they hang on to Mac Jones too if they can.
Value him more for their team. Possible.
Very possible. But either way, right, your point is we like the 49ers. They've sort of reset, and they are getting younger. This is one of the older teams in the NFL.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotorWorld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest Roto-World fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.